Hello, and welcome to day number 125. 125. And my name is Mary, and today's story I'll be reading to you is Suleiman's Temple. The great work of Suleiman's reign was the building of the house of God, the temple. This stood on Mount Moriah and covered the whole mountain. King David had prepared for it by gathering great stores of gold, silver, stone, and wood. The walls were made of stone and the roof of cedar. All the cedar was brought from Mount Lebanon, where there were many large cedar trees. The trees were cut down and carried to Tyre on the sea coast. There they were made into rafts and were floated down to Joppa. At Joppa, they were taken ashore and carried up to Jerusalem. All this work was done by the men of Tyre on orders of their king Hiram, who was a friend of Suleiman. All the stones for the building of the temple were cut into shape and fitted together before they were brought to Mount Moriah. And all the beams for the roof and the pillars of cedar were carved and made to join each other, so that as the walls were built, there was no noise from its construction. The temple was just like the tabernacle, except it was much larger and was built of stone and cedar instead of a tent. And now I will share with you the picture. It says the building of the temple. Here it is. Oops, sorry. Here is the building of the temple. Okay. 7 years were spent in building the temple, but at last it was finished, and a great service was held to dedicate it to the worship of the Lord. Many offerings were burnt on the great altar. The ark was brought from Mount Zion and placed in the Holy of Holies. Then King Solomon knelt in front of the altar and offered a prayer to the Lord in front of all the people who filled the courts of the temple. One night after the temple was finished, the Lord appeared to Solomon and said, "I have heard the prayer you offered to me, and I have made this house holy. It shall be my house, and I will dwell there. And if you will walk before me as David, your father, walked during my will, then your throne shall stand forever. But if you turn aside from following the Lord, then I will leave this house and will turn from it, and will let the enemies of Israel come and destroy this house that was built for me." And that was the word of the Lord. Now I will share with you the discussion questions. Number 1. What did Solomon build? Why was it important? So question number 1 has 2 parts. The first part, what did Suleiman build? And the second part, why was it important? Number 2, what did God say to Suleiman about the temple? What did God say to Suleiman about the temple? Number 3, what else did he promise Suleiman? Number 3, what else did he promise Suleiman? And that was the end of our day today. Thank you for attending, and we'll talk to you soon. May God bless us all. Bye for now.